Good evening, Louis. How are you? I'm waiting for some more people to get in here before I start talking. Hopefully, more people will come. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Good morning, Sahel. Nanya, don't come in here starting no shit. This is not the place to be with no nonsense. I'm a savage. Hi, Sahel. Thank you, Nanya. Craze? No, I'm not gay. Are you? Is your mama or your daddy? No, I'm not Arabic. I'm African American. Chicken on biscuits. I do have some Middle Eastern ancestry, though. I'll say that. My day was good, Louis. Thank you. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started. I don't know if y'all read the title to what this live is about, but I'm actually doing a live speaking about my intuitive downloads about Jesus. Thank you, chicken on biscuits. Yeah, some Middle Eastern, a bunch of stuff actually, but primarily African ancestry. Um, so some of my I have some talking points if you see me looking down. Is anybody in here Christian? Danny, you're Christian? I hope you don't get offended or triggered by anything I'm saying. Hopefully you all have open minds. You was raised Catholic, Louis? Oh, okay. Danny, don't get cussed out on live, please. I don't I'm not the one. Okay? I will cuss you out. Don't come over here with no foolishness. This is not a game. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about as far as Jesus, I accept your apology, Danny. Thank you for apologizing. That shows that you have some kind of honor and respect. Flash for the past life curse. What are you talking about? I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch. I'm a divine being. I'm not a witch. Although a lot of witches claim to be divine beings, but not the same. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna talk about is you be witching, Louis. Why do you be witching? You be twitching? Oh my goodness. Stop. Don't do it. Just don't. That's not a it's not a good look. I mean, not unless that's your you know what? I'm not even gonna say don't do it. Do what you want. Do what you want. Um, so the first thing I'm gonna talk about is Toledot Yeshu. Have any of you ever heard of Toledot Yeshu? It's a Jewish book written about Jesus's life. Your cauldron awaits. Louis O. I'm handsome. I'm a woman. Women aren't handsome. All right, so the Toledot Yeshu is a book written about Jesus's life. Yeah, dude, and you've been called beautiful. Okay. I mean, some women do call men beautiful, but I don't really hear men calling women handsome. Y'all not taking this seriously. Yeah, compliment is a compliment. Maybe I need to ignore the chat and just talk. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to focus because y'all you taking it seriously, Danny. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the chat and just use a damn lie chicken on biscuits. Women's beauty is fleeting and men keep theirs. That's cap. That's a damn lie. And all women aren't beautiful and all men are not definitely not beautiful. And men do not keep theirs. I don't know what world you're living in. Everyone's looks fade eventually. But the Toledot Yeshu. It basically speaks about how Jesus was a a warlock or a magician. So he in the book, the Toledot Yashu, he played with magic. And this book was from a really long time ago. Um, I think they said the seventh century this book was from. So yeah, he played with magic. And it was a story in there also of him like as young as school age cursing a girl in his class that he didn't like. Yeah, they say Jesus played with magic. It's called the Toledot Toledot Yeshu Yeshu. It's a Jewish book that was written back in the seventh century before when was it written? I thought I had a tab open. Let me look it up real quick. It was written by his people, because you know he was Jewish. So it's around 826 or after the seventh century. So it was a very popular book, and it's in a lot of Jewish homes and stuff. But yeah, he uh he was a magician. He was into magic. Okay. So and Jewish people are very aware of spirits. Like during my awakening, I had a spiritual awakening back in July of 2022. So before my awakening, I had started a business refinishing furniture or wood refinishing. So I had did a dresser set. It was a four-piece dresser set, and my first clients was a Jewish family. coincidentally. So I went to the Jewish family's home and you know, well, first of all, my first class was a Jewish family. So from them, they referred me to other Jewish families. So I went to a lot of Jewish families' homes. And one thing I noticed was they would have like a piece of paper hanging up on doorways. And I'm like, what is that? I worked in their homes and everything. So I'm like, what's going on or whatever? And I found out that they're called Mezuzah rolls. So the Mezuzah rolls, they put in doorways to protect from spirits, to protect their home from spirits. So I was like, okay, I didn't really know what it meant, so I did research or whatever. And they actually put the mezuzah rolls on the houses that I went into even had them on bedroom doorways, but they put them on the front doors of their homes as well. And it's supposed to protect from spirits. So they're very aware of witchcraft and spirits. And the mezuzah rolls really came from back during the plague of the firstborn. So back in Egypt, when the firstborns were threatened to be plagued, and they rubbed the goat blood on the doors to protect their homes from their firstborns being killed, because they said that the Lord told Moses that he will kill every firstborn son in Egypt. I know you heard of that. It's been in movies and stuff like that. So that's where the Mezuzah scrolls came from. So instead of putting uh goat blood on the doors, they used the scrolls. So but even with that, God is not going to decide to kill the first blood of the firstborn of people's children. That was protecting their homes from spirits back then, protecting their homes from witchcraft. If you ever watched any of my YouTube videos, you would see that I say that anything dealing with witchcraft, you're working with spirits. So it was a lot of spiritual attacks obviously going on. So they put up the scrolls, or they not even the scrolls, they put the blood on the doors to protect their homes from spirits coming in, attacking or killing their firstborn children. But that's not God's work. That's spiritual warfare or spell work, witchcraft that they were protecting themselves from, which they still do today with the mezuzah rolls. So that takes me back to what I was saying about Jesus uh being into witchcraft. They know about all of that kind of stuff, and he had a reputation of it. And it was written in that book of his life, the Toledot Yeshu. So another thing is they have a lot of libraries in their homes. So when I would go to their homes, every Jewish home you go in is pretty much going to have a library, whether big or small. I've been in Jewish homes that had a library room, and not even no baby size room, like a big room with big shelving, bookcases, or built-in shelving units of books on top of books on top of books. I had to go into I got hired to refinish or paint somebody's library room. And when I say they had a lot of books in that library room, it was a lot of books. Like, they have a lot of books that they read based off of their history, ancient or whatever books from their people that they passed down. They are very they love to read. So yeah, them having that book, and they probably have a lot more information about Jesus in books. And that takes me to why a lot of people hate them. Like, they're one of the top most hated groups in the world, because they know a lot more than what they say about Jesus, and people know that. Evil people know that. So I would say that they are like the top 5 most hated groups in the world, you know? Jesus was supposed to be Mary Magdalene's twin flame. If you know anything about twin flames, you know that there's always a light twin and a dark twin. Now, if what the book, the Toledot Yeshu said is correct, then Jesus very well could have been the dark twin because it's like a pattern. The dark twins typically are the warlocks, the magicians, and everything like that. I know I'm a twin flame, and my twin flame definitely played in magic. He was he's very dark. So for if what they say in the Toledot Yeshu about him is correct, he very well could have been the dark twin, and Mary Magdalene could have been the light twin. And back in those days, women didn't really have the rights, definitely didn't that we have today. So he very well could have used her light gifts or basically mirrored her personality and her energy to trick people into believing that he was of the light when he really was not. He was of the dark. Another thing is the Toledot Yashu. I first heard about it because I'm a INFJ. It's a personality type, a Myers-Briggs personality type, and I first heard about it in a group of INFJs on Facebook. I first heard about the book from a fellow INFJ, and Jesus is said to be a INFJ, but so is Hitler. So there you go, that information. So um he could have very well been in a twin flame dynamic with Mary Magdalene. And the fact that he was crucified and she wasn't says a lot as well. And I honestly intuitively believe that he was crucified. His crucifixion was like his fall from grace. I don't think that he was crucified, you know, for no reason. I believe it was his fall from grace. Like people are falling from grace, or you've seen them fall from grace in this day and age, like Diddy, R. Kelly, but it's like a different kind of law set up, a different kind of system set up, you know. God would not have one of his own crucified or allow that to happen. People of the light and people that are divine are automatically under divine protection. God would never let one of his own go out like that. Yeah, they refer to as magic as miracles, but people refer to witchcraft as miracles, or they refer to witchcraft as being gifted as well. If you look at it today, you see preachers that pretend to be, divine, but are wicked today. They pretend to heal people, but a lot of the time when people are healing people today, and shit don't change, just people, you know. But when you see people getting healed today, they're using spirits. They're using witchcraft to heal others. No person can heal another person. They can use a spirit to convince somebody that they're healed, to get inside of their mind. I have a video about witchcraft and how there's no witchcraft without working on spirits, and everything is mental. The spirit targets your mind. So if in your mind you think, okay, I'm healed, or you feel like you're feeling better because that spirit has attached to you to make you think that, then you're going to think that a miracle has happened and you're healed. In the same way they can make you think you're healed, they can tear you down and make you hurt yourself in the same way, just as quick. So his miracles that he was performing, a lot of them I think were exaggerations, like you hear today at people in church, saying that they healing people and stuff like that. Folklore is exaggeration, but the miracles he may have really performed were likely through witchcraft, through spirits. I mean, the same things are happening today. Nothing changes. There's nothing new under the sun. So anything that you might hear about, might have heard about him, look around you and look at the people that are in power or the religious figures and how many of them are evil. How many of them are false prophets. Like it's nothing new. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is how he fraternized with karmics. He fraternized with like the like the low of the low. Like he fraternized with I'm trying to think of the word to use. Oh, with sinners, they say. If you're really of the light and you're high vibrational, people that are low vibrational or sinners or people that you just don't vibe with, you're not going to fraternize with. I'm sorry. Like me personally, I'm not going to associate or hang around people that are sinners or evil because we don't have anything in common. So for him to be able to fraternize with them and they were his friends, like they were his people, the prostitutes, the thieves, the liars, like they were his friends. Anybody that has awakened and that are divine will tell you that in all actuality, karmics and people that are low vibrational will irritate you. I know they say that light irritates demons. Well, demons irritate light. Like if I'm around people and I know they're being sneaky and conniving and liars and all of that type of shit, like I get totally annoyed. Like I don't want no parts of them. Like stay away from me. And for him to be quote unquote being labeled or put on a pedestal as being divine, but yet he associated with lowbrow people, like the lowest of the low. No. He had hella patience. He had hella shit in common with them. He had hella shit in common with them. They were his tribe. They were his peoples. Um, so yeah, that's another thing that was like, okay, that's a red flag. So another thing that happened is the Jesus the Redeemer statue in Brazil. Back in February of 2023, lightning struck the statue. And that was after I had my awakening, not too long after. My awakening was in July 2022. In February of 2023, I saw that statue get struck by lightning. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's a Brazilian statue called Christ the Redeemer statue. Got struck by lightning. I was like, whoop, that was a red flag. So look that up if you want to. That's another thing. And another thing is his history. His story is like the story of the Egyptian god Horus. It's so many things that line up. Like it's like kind of like a cultural appropriation of Horus. So I have somebody put together a hell of a list of comparisons of him and the Egyptian god Horus, and they are like crazy. It's hard to really find the true comparisons because a lot of Christianity is all over the internet, like trying to disparage the idea of Jesus' story being stolen. But hold on, I clicked the wrong thing. But there are a lot of similarities to their stories. Not saying that the horse story is correct, because I don't believe that's 100% true. But it's a pattern of people, and this happens in a lot of different ways on a lot of different subjects. How they'll take and steal from one figure or take one story and add it to a new person, and so on and so forth in history. So here's a few of the comparisons I'll go through. So first and foremost, the sun god Horus was worshipped nearly 1,000 years before the story of Jesus. But there are parallels of Horus and Jesus. So one is they were both conceived of a virgin. Now there are two horses, because like I said, they'll recreate. So the first horses was what was his horse? The elder. Then the second horse was the most recent one, who was the son of Isis. But he's talking about I think he is talking about I think this might be a mixture, but there are two different stories of Horus, the elder and then the most recent. But they were both supposed to be conceived of a virgin. They both were the only begotten son of God. So Horus is supposed to have been Osiris's son, and Jesus is supposed to have been they say Yahweh or I don't know how they pronounce that. Horus's mother was Marie, Jesus' father was Mary. Horus' foster father was Joseph, and Jesus's foster father was Joseph. Both foster fathers were of royal descent. Both were born in a cave. It's like a lot of things that they have in common. Um, the ancient Egyptians celebrated the birth of Horus on December 21st, which is the winter solstice. Modern Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th. So the 21st and the 25th are the birthdays during the winter solstice. Both births were announced by angels. Um, both had shepherds witnessing their births. Let me try to find both Horus and Jesus were 12 at this upcoming age of ritual. So it was a ritual. Hold on, I might need to go back. When Horus became of age, he had a special ritual called the Sai was restored. When Jesus and other Jews come of age, they have a special ritual called the Bar Mitzvah. So I guess the two rituals at the age of 12, coming of age rituals. Horses baptized in a river like Jesus. They both were baptized at 30. It's a lot of yeah, Ra. Yeah. It's like they are like Jesus, the myth or the story that they came up with about him like aligns with Ra, like Horus. Horus. And that goes with a lot of stuff. His mother, Virgin Mary, she was supposed to been she was originally Aphrodite, and then they turn her into Virgin Mary. Like they take these figures and change them as they see fit. And then Aphrodite was supposed to be the goddess of love, but the original goddess of love was not Aphrodite. And then if you look at all these other deities or people that people worship, is always a goddess of love, a god of this, a god of war. Like there's different gods of war. There's different all of these. Like they'll take from one figure and create more figures for their culture. Is a pattern that people do. So yeah. So this man came up with a lot. He came up with a total of 41 comparisons. Yeah, every culture has they'll take from the original and make their own. So, and Jesus wasn't even Christian. Jesus was a Jew. So the Catholic Church took his story because it was it must have been very, popular and a lot of people was talking about his sacrifice and took it and made him into a religious figure that has been around for a long time that a lot of people worship. But he wasn't even Christian. He was a Jew. And that's a whole nother thing of how they took his story and, the popularity of it and then turned that into power. They turned it into power and money. But yeah, and the Catholic Church is a whole 'nother thing. Religion is a whole 'nother thing, you know, because to be quite honest, the Catholic Church was the original. They're the original witches. Even what I was talking about this role that the Jewish people use, that's a ritual they're doing. Hanging the rolls up on the door for protection. Witches do protection with rituals all the time. It's and then, in church rituals. Jesus. I'm Mexican, so how he get his name ain't even Jesus. His name is what's his original name? People call him Yahshua, but Yeshu. The reason why it's called Toledot Yeshu, Yashu is his name. They changed it from his original to Jesus. His original name I think is Yashu. Yahshua. I don't know. So the book is Yeshu, but his original name is Yeshua. So they switched his whole name up. His name it wasn't even Jesus. Do you see how they take stuff and flip it and twist it and create a whole new it's to be honest, everything in this world is all about controlling people's minds and power. That's how you get power. Make people believe what you want them to believe, you know. It starts in the mind. Starts and ends in the mind. That's where it starts and ends. Who the fuck decided Jesus is fine? Print that shit. Yeah, I mean, Imma talk about, the Catholic Church too. That's a whole 'nother can of worms, and people really need to be worried about that. They need to be worried about the stuff that goes on, primarily how children are targeted. Children, they come into this world with pure souls. Why do you think a lot of the children are, targeted, the young boys are targeted by those priests? Spiritual warfare is about breaking your soul. The purer the soul that they can break or suck from or drain from, the more power. The Catholic Church is oof. Yeah, and that's they're the head of Christianity. That's where it started. The original witches. So yeah, people talk a lot about Jesus as he's like the hugest religious figure on this in the world. And it's all a sham. I'm just trying to open people's minds up to think outside of the box. Yeah, the Catholic Church is very culty. It's wicked. I'm not saying all Catholics are wicked because there are people that just want um spiritual guidance and they are innocently, just doing what their people have done and their ancestors have done naturally. But once you open your eyes and see what's really going on, like you wouldn't want people really shouldn't want no parts of religion at all, whether it be witchcraft or Christianity or whatever. I think people should be on their own independent soul journeys. That's what they're here for, not to be trapped in religion. Yeah. It's a trap. It's a distraction from what you really should be focused on, and that is yourself and being the best person that you can be and growing spiritually. I think this conversation might have been a little too deep for most people. Most of the people left. Oh, wow. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. So, I'm not talking about no shallow bullshit. That's why most people are stuck in the matrix right now. Yeah. So you have any questions? Because that was pretty much it about Jesus. I don't think I want to say anything else. It's just Jesus is a karmic. Jesus ain't he's not divine. He's to say he's the son of God would say that he's a god. Do you really think a god would have been crucified on a cross? Do you think God would have let his one of his peoples go out like that? Absolutely not. That was uh that was his karma. That's how karma goes. So instead of being tried by a jury like in modern days, he was tried by the people of his community. And he was allowed to be punished. I mean, Earth, if you go to my channel, you'll see what I have to say about Earth. But in short, Earth is a lower planet. There are many planets in the universe. Earth is like a low vibrational planet. People come to Earth. There are people that are originally of this world, but they are souls that come to Earth to learn. And as people that come here to learn, graduate that came here to learn, not people of this world. People of this world are low vibrational. But as people come to this world to learn, they graduate and the next lifetime they go to a higher planet, a higher vibrational planet. Each lifetime, life is everlasting. Like you live a lifetime, you come back, live another lifetime. So Earth is meant to be what it is. It's some people call it a school. So you come here to people souls come here to learn lessons, and once that lifetime is up, if you learn what you're supposed to learn, you graduate to another planet. I had put in a video that NASA has discovered over 5,000 planets in the last is it 10 years? Right outside of this solar system, close enough for them to discover. NASA is always discovering new planets, but 5,000 I think they've discovered in the last 10 years. Earth is not the end all be all. This is like the lowest planet. This is like low. You better spend your time wisely unless you want to come back again and have to deal with the shit you got to deal with here. So that's why I'm teaching people, and I teach about how to ascend and how to grow spiritually. So once your lifetime is up and you are, you know, and your next lifetime starts, you'll be on a better planet that won't have all the bullshit that's going on here. You say you repeated the 10th grade. It's not like regular school. It's not like regular school. It's just basically the tests that you go through are dealing with relationships primarily. So I don't know how many people you've had in your life that were karmic or people that you had in your life that you did not need in your life and they taught you lessons and you cut them off. I know. But I'm trying to tell you like the how school works on earth. It's basically based off of your decisions when it comes to relationships for the most part, you know. And it tests your how good of a person you are. That's your life decisions, what kind of decisions you make. You're currently in that situation. Yeah, you have to make choices. Basically, in a nutshell, you're supposed to choose yourself and you're not supposed to have people in your life at the end. When it's all said and done, when it's time to graduate, you shouldn't have anybody in your life that is karmic at all. And that means whether they're family, it could be your mama. Your mama will have to go. Like you shouldn't have no earthly, no low vibrational attachments at all. I choose my kids and it's tough because their mama is very difficult. Yeah, that's like a karmic cycle. I was in one for 14 and a half years with my ex-husband. You know, all you can do is like you can if the mother's difficult, you just have to handle her the best way you can. gray rock. Look up ways that you can interact or deal with a narcissist. 'Cause that's basically what they are, you know. Go totally cold, just talk about the children and all that kind of stuff, you know. Push come to shove, you might I mean, and this is like last resort, cut ties and try to get custody of the kids to go through the court. Even if you can't talk to your kids for a little while, if it's that bad, but if it's something you can handle, then just thug it out. But if it's that bad and it's messing with your, mental health and your happiness and it's just too much, then you might have to disengage and try the court route or custody route or something. But yeah, I mean, I've even disengaged and cut off my firstborn and only son because he was karmic, you know? It's stuff that people might find it hard to do, but I did it. Yeah. It's something I had to do. Like, I had to do it. It's not easy. Like, a lot of the times, the choices that you have to make are very hard, but you have to choose yourself because you came into this world alone and you're gonna leave alone. And as long as you have good intentions and you did everything that you could do, especially when it comes to children, then, you had to make the best decisions for you. Well, my son was actually for me, my son was an adult when I finally did it. He was 20 what was he? Like 25 or 26, so he was a grown man when I did it. But, you suppose like, who how are you gonna be good for your kids if you're not good? Like, you have to be good to be able to be good for your kids. You should yes, I mean, yeah, you have to be good to be any good for your kids. But like I said, it's some women out here, I don't know how bad it is, but there's some women out here that can make a man's life a living hell. And I say if I was a man and I was dealing with that type of woman, I would just disengage and try to figure out another way to deal with it. But some women think because you have kids with them that they could treat you any kind of way. Like they use the children as a way to have power over you. And the only way you can defeat somebody is to take their power. You had to take that power away. And you might have to make some decisions that might be a little cold to take that power away. But some women use children as power mechanisms. I just exist to take care of them. This is like this role is one I can't back down from. Well, if you feel like you're strong enough to do it, then just thug it out. How old are they? Yeah, it's up to you if you feel like you're strong enough to do it. Well, it's not, they're about to be in no time. They'll be adults. You said 1, 4, and 13. So it's a 1 year old. That's going to be a minute. Yeah, you got a 1 year old. That's going to be a minute. I thought it was 14 and 13. I was like, they about to be grown. Yeah, the 1 year old, you got some time. If you feel like you can handle it, then but if you ever feel like you just can't, then I would go the court route and try to go no contact with her and maybe have somebody come in between y'all so you don't have to deal with her to get the kids and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Some women just use the kids as a power tool, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all. I ain't let nobody have power over me. Any little thing I think somebody might be trying to hold over me, I'll take it. I'll take it from them. But that's just how I am. You're not gonna have power over me in no kind of way. Mm-mm. Not to hurt me anyway. Mm-mm. That's a lot of women that be out here doing it. It's crazy. But you gotta be careful. She gotta be careful because karma is a bitch. So she might be having fun now, but she might be crying later. Because what you do always come back on you, especially when you're hurting a good person. It will. To be honest, you never know what's going. Like people, you may not think that they're going through karma, but some people be so miserable on the inside. Like they be in their own living. They have their own hell going on inside. So you might not see it on the outside. But for her to be giving you a hard time, she's showing you that she's probably just miserable. You try to be there for her. Mm. You might have to detach emotionally. That might be the problem. If somebody giving me a hard time, I don't give a fuck about that day. I would care about that day. Ask her, yeah. Yeah, you might have to detach from her emotionally. Yeah. That might help you be able to cope with her if you don't care. If you detach emotionally, you might not be so affected by her emotions or how she's acting towards you. You'll just be numb. I would try that, like cut her ass off emotionally. That might help get through the next 17 years. Were y'all married? But I'm a lover. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It requires 12 hugs a day. You better cut that love off. You better show love to people that deserve it. You can't be an emotional punching bag. That's where emotional intelligence comes into play. Only show people love who deserve your love, or people will suck you dry and wear you out. Let them leave. Come on now. Now you making me sound like a bitch. Let them leave. That's more peace in your life. Are you talking about your kid's mother will leave if you're not nice if you emotionally detached from her? Some people say I'm cold, which they're right. I can be cold sometimes. I know how to detach emotionally. You know, when I need to or who I need to. Yeah, that's a problem with she's unpredictable with harm the oh hell no. You need to go to court then if she's unpredictable and will do harm to the family. I would take my kids. What you mean? They're not safe. What you laughing for, Louis? Are you playing? Mm-mm. That's like I don't know. You seem like you're an empath. She almost got a CPS. Take your damn kids. If you know she's do you not want the responsibility of raising them by yourself or something? Like what's the problem? If she's unstable, you don't want to split family. So you're in a relationship with her? Oh, so y'all together. You ain't say that. I thought you were trying to co-parent with the woman. That's a whole 'nother thing. You're in a relationship with that woman. That's your woman. Mm. Wow. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I was in a relationship with somebody that was toxic, karmic. It wasn't easy, but I damn sure ain't let his ass drain me. Me and him fought. We bumped heads. To water a plant and not to grow. Mm. You don't want to break up. That might be the issue. Need to leave her or something. If you're not happy, like why be with somebody you don't want to be with for the sake of kids? Well, I'll tell you this: if you ever feel the urge to leave, listen to it. It might not be time for you to leave yet. Because, like I said, I was in one for 14 and a half years, but it was time for me to go. I left. So it may not be time for you to go yet. But when it's time, don't ignore your intuition. It may not be time yet. Yeah. It took me a while too. It wasn't time. Yeah, it could come. It very much very much could. But you gotta make the choice. And that's where tests come into play. So when and if the time comes, you're tested to see how you react. And it could be bad. It could be it's called a tower moment and you'll be tested on how you react. But the thing I'll say is like they'll get worse and worse and worse until you just break down and do it if you want to let it go that far. But yeah, you'll that's when the test comes into play. Yeah. Mm, yeah. I don't know. It depends. I can't say I had many tower moments. We did have some clashes, but we were able to work through them. And it wasn't time for me to leave yet. When I knew it was time to leave, I knew it. I could feel it. It was time to go. So maybe you've had them, maybe not. But when you do have one for sure, and you really feel it in your gut that you got to go, like it's no other choice, then I would listen to that. If anyone leaving, it's her. Or you think she would leave you before you leave her. That's how men are for some reason. You had to leave their ass before they leave you. Or get out of your place in your face. Oh, because it's your place. Mhm. You talking all tough now. You're a softy. Mm, mm, mm. Wow, that's a life lesson. How you gonna handle it? Keep me posted. Oh, she wanna argue and fight every day. That's not cool. I don't know about no every damn day. Mm-mm. Is what she's saying, like, logical? Like, her complaints, do they make sense? Is it stuff that you can kinda fix to get along? 'Cause some stuff you might be able to work with her about. Okay, you'll listen to what she has to say. But that can be a degree of what you can tolerate. Is it stuff that you can fix, or is it stuff that does the stuff make sense? Like, say she says, "Oh, small bed is maybe you could let's say, like, moving a dish or a pillow." Okay. So she's, like, bossy? Okay. Bigger matters, you'll try to talk to her. So she'll nitpick with you about little small stuff. Mm. I don't know, maybe you could give her help around the house, maybe the kids are a lot for her. Give her some breaks. Maybe that might help. Yeah, you definitely should pick your battles wisely. Who wants to be arguing about stupid shit? Right. Maybe she's just stressed. I don't know. Ask her. Maybe you can ask her like, will you hold the baby as much as possible? I'm talking about breaks, like having her have the kids be kid free for like a weekend or something like that. Does she have support outside of the home? You cook when she lets you. See, that's the problem. When you're cooped up in the house with kids 24/7, that could be stressful. Yeah, that's the issue. She probably needs a break from children. Like a weekend, maybe a weekend or 2 out of the month at least. I used to get my breaks. I can say that. I used to get my breaks from my kids, and I enjoyed them. And she probably needs some breaks. And you try to take her to the car and just you and her go? Or she's stubborn? I don't know, motherhood is kinda tough. She probably needs some breaks. That's probably what it is. Yeah, that's probably her problem right there. Yeah, like a real break. I used to love my breaks. Now my kids are basically grown. I don't have that problem no more. But yeah. Yeah. It is tough when you don't have a babysitter. That's probably what it is. The woman's stressed. And she's stressing your ass out with her. Family too far away. Maybe you can figure out something. I don't know. She can meet you in the middle somewhere at least. How's she gonna meet you in the middle? Cause is she the main one that's home with the kids and you're working? Yeah, you're not partying either, yeah. Mm. Did the kids have I don't really know, like, maybe the kids had friends, the older kids or something, I don't know, to go spend the weekend or something. She needs breaks, she need a break. Right. You say you work and like you said, you take on as much at home as you can while you're there. I would just try to, the oldest has started hanging with her friend. You gotta kinda watch that too. 'Cause I ain't really like my kids going over people's houses and stuff. Cause yeah, people be crazy. But, maybe you can try to brainstorm and figure out a way to give her a break, even though you don't have family nearby. Like, try to figure out something. Yeah, cause kids, you gotta watch your kids around kids. You gotta watch your kids around other people kids, not just adults. Yeah. Motherhood ain't no joke. That lady probably stressed. That's what it is. I wouldn't be too hard on her. I would try to have some, patience with her, cause it's a lot not having any help, you know, no breaks. Yeah. And then taking care of a family, providing for a family ain't easy either. Both of y'all have hard jobs. I would try to at least maybe take her out on a date night. You have an older kid, so maybe pay that kid to babysit and take her out on a date night once a week maybe or every 2 weeks or something like that, just to get her out the house. At least you have an older one that can help and you can just pay the older one. The older one probably be happy to make some money. You said 1, 3, and 14. Yeah, the 14-year-old one should be able to watch the kids for a few hours. Yeah, almost to where she could leave her with that kind of responsibility. Shit, I had a baby at 15, so I had that responsibility at your daughter's age. But she's not quite there with the baby yet. Mm, that ain't nice. I had my first baby as a baby. I have, 3. One is 27, one is getting ready to turn 26 in 3 days. No, one 27, one about to be turning 21. Then my other one is turning 17. So all of mine are older. It's cool. Thank you. 2 girls are the younger 2, and a boy is the oldest. But yeah, I got breaks with them. My oldest rarely watched my kids because he had behavior issues. But, the 2 younger ones, I got breaks with all of them. I wasn't never, like, didn't never, was stuck and couldn't get breaks, and then my ex-husband used to take me out on dates regularly. Sometimes he would ask me if I wanted to go on a date, and I'd be like, "No." He'd be trying to pull me out the house 'cause I'm a homebody. So I always had, like, my own time. I didn't feel like I didn't get any help. Yeah, he used to and one thing that man would do was take me to a restaurant. He loved to take me out to eat. He was not cheap either. He would take me to nice places, and he was not cheap. He was splurge. You had social anxiety. He didn't. He wanted to be around people. He was an extrovert. I'm the introvert. He had to pull me out the house. Like, you want to go somewhere? No. I'm like, "You come on, let's go, let's go." Because I would have been fine in the damn house. But going out on a quiet, it can be like a weekday where it's not a lot of people. Y'all can go to a restaurant. Not on a busy weekend. Yeah, I'm cool with staying home watching movies too. Yeah. I mean, going out for my birthday was automatic. Going out for Valentine's Day, automatic. But all the other times in between, I could have stayed home for real. He used to pull me out the house. But I think it'd be nice for her to just to get out and unwind. So family dates at restaurants. I usually cook on holidays. I don't think I ever been to a restaurant on like a Thanksgiving or Christmas or nothing like that. Or Easter. I would always cook. Yeah. It was expected of me to cook. Even when we would go to, like, his family's house to eat, he would want me to cook at home too. So say his family cooked Christmas, he want me to cook Christmas at home, and then we still go to his family house and eat. He wanted food in our house. So you'd offer to cook. Do you know how to cook? Yeah, he was right. Yeah, he had high expectations. It was cool though, I didn't mind. I mean, quesadilla. Ain't nothing wrong with a quesadilla. On a weeknight when you want something quick and easy to eat, shit. I know you ain't microwaving no quesadillas. That's ridiculous. Tastes like rubber. Yeah, you pan fry that. Absolutely. My kids love Mexican. Like my daughters, like they can eat Mexican every day. They love tacos and queso dip, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll make like chipotle bowls where I set up all of the stuff to put in the bowls and they'll eat that for days. Like they never get tired of Mexican food ever. Mexican food is good. But now that you told me more about your woman, your mate, she don't sound so bad. She just sounds like she's a little stressed, which is understandable. And I understand why you are too. It's just working together and trying to find solutions to eliminate the stress somewhat. And to make her feel, like herself instead of feeling like she has to be working and taking care of kids 24/7. That might help with her attitude. But it's not as bad. People are in relationships that are hell on earth. That's not so bad. That's something that you can work through and work, to make her a little happier and find solutions for that. Right. It's about helping her. And try to get the oldest child a little bit more, responsible. I was the oldest child and I had a lot of responsibilities, but my kids I didn't put so much on because I wanted them to be children. But the oldest child can get a little bit more, responsibilities to help the mother a little bit. Not a lot, but a little more to help around the house sometimes. Right. He has to be okay. You both of y'all do to be able for the kids to be okay. That's why I say that you should put yourself first because you can't pour from an empty cup. She can't pour from an empty cup. So for y'all have to be top priority and the kids will automatically be okay. Yeah, just try to figure out a way to give her a little break. Even if you put like the youngest two in daycare for a couple days. My youngest daughter, oh my goodness. My ex-husband felt some kind of way because I was a stay-at-home mom, but my youngest daughter, oh my goodness, I was like, I need a break being home with her because she was doing some wild stuff as a toddler, and I was like, So he put her in daycare. His cousin had a daycare, and he would have her in daycare for probably like 2 or 3 days a week to give me a break. So even if you just put them in daycare part time, so that she can be home during the day by herself for a few days a week will probably be a lot, to help her. Yeah, daycare is expensive. That's why I said not full time. So maybe a couple days out of the week. I don't know how much daycare is a day, but even if it's like 1 or 2 days out the week, yeah, everything is just too damn expensive. And then you got two, so the 4-year-old can't go to pre-K yet. Oh, they gotta be to go to pre-K. But my ex-husband felt some kind of way that I wanted my youngest in daycare for a couple days a week, but I didn't care how he felt. I'm like, I need a break. Like it was too much. Yeah, look into getting her in pre-K. That'll be a help. He was like, "What you here? Why I need to pay for that? Because I need a break." His daughter, she was a lot, and he did it. Before at 4, she should be able to go into pre-K. Give her a break so she'll just have one at home during the day. And maybe with the one, you might be able to put in daycare for a couple days a week to give her a break. That's cheaper. Just having free time is yeah, give her time to just relax and Oh, the 4-year-old is like your shadow? Mhm. Oh, cute. I don't even wanna say what my youngest was doing, but I was like, "Oh, hell no, she got to go and be with some kids her age." Oh, it's 2 a.m. here in Baltimore. It's 11 p.m. there. Where you on the West Coast? 3-hour difference. Okay, yeah, West Coast. Yeah, Arizona. 'Cause it's the same thing for, California, 3 hour they 3 hours behind me. Is that the West Coast or that's the Midwest? Oh, okay. Yeah, West Coast. And I was like, she got to go to daycare, buddy, for a couple days out the week. My self-care and my peace is non-negotiable. I'm like, we gonna work something out for me to have pieces. I'm not gonna be walking around stressed out and angry and shit. So he made something happen. Luckily, his cousin had a daycare, so he got a deal on that. He ain't had to pay too much. Yeah, yeah. Look into it. I'm glad I can help you. I try to find solutions. I try not to, some people, add more problems to a problem instead of thinking of solutions. I'm solution based. And I've been there. I've had, I raised children. I know how it is. My son was something else too. Oh my, well, he was probably the most of the handfuls of all three. And luckily his grandmother would get him. His grandmother helped me. She would get him on the weekends and stuff like that. So I had help with her. She helped me. It's okay. I'm actually a spiritual advisor, so anything that I help with people in their problems, their life problems, because everything's spiritual, your relationships and everything, so it's fine. That's what I do. Every aspect of life, I try to help people with solutions or try to give them insight on how to see certain things. Hopefully, you can work that out. Get the 4-year-old in daycare and get the 1-year-old. I mean, the 4-year-old in pre-K and the 1-year-old part-time daycare or something. But even a 4-year-old being in daycare would help. I mean, in pre-K would help a lot. It's okay. Or they 3 years apart. Yeah, she probably needs to play and be around other kids her age. By the time she come home, she probably be ready to chill out. Maybe. No naps most days. Yeah, I get it. I don't think my son took naps. My son was like a he was hype. He was ADHD. He was very hyper, very busy. I'm glad I had his grandmother. She definitely was very supportive. They were really close too. She passed away a few years ago from cancer and he was distraught. Yeah, thank you. Oh wow. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear that. Your mom too, 4 years ago. And he said it was tough because when she passed away, he was actually living with her. And he was, he helped her. Like he was there in her last days. Yeah. Hmm. That's cool. You're off Saturday. On a brighter note. Maybe y'all can go on a date or at least spend some time to yourselves. Hmm. That would probably be nice. My sleeping schedule is so messed up. I woke up today around 2 p.m. I think I'm gonna be up probably until when the sun comes up here. I might not go to sleep until like 7, 8 a.m. And my sleeping schedule is ass backwards. I know why it's like it is. Because somebody don't want me sleeping when somebody else sleep. So now I gotta suffer. Yeah, I get a full 8. So I guess I ain't suffering so much. It's just my sleeping schedule has been shifted. I'm sleeping on a different shift to someone else. I pretty much get a full 8. If I don't get 8, I'm good on with 6 hours really. But sometimes I do get a full 8. Yeah, graveyard shift. Yeah. It is what it is. Alright, well, I'm about to shut this live down. Yeah, this is oh no, it's not THC, it's just nicotine. No, it's no THC. I do smoke occasionally. It depends. Very rarely. Not too long ago was the last time I smoked, but mostly I do, nicotine. I used to smoke cigarettes for years, so I quit with the vape many years ago. How long ago has it been? At least 8 years ago, I've been off of, cigarettes, and my first time vaping, I quit cold turkey. I didn't pick up another cigarette, and people say vapes are bad, but I noticed changes in my taste buds, I noticed changes in my skin, like, my body healed from the cigarettes when I started vaping. Thank you. But I was thinking about quitting vaping too. I've been thinking about it. Maybe going down to 0 nicotine and then weaning myself off of it, like, lowering my nicotine down to nothing. Cause that's the addictive part is the nicotine. I did gain weight when I stopped smoking cigarettes, so if I start vaping, I probably put on even more weight. I'd be eating more. I've gained a significant amount of weight since I stopped smoking cigarettes. Yeah, nicotine is something you can't do without, but the cigarettes, it's so many things in cigarettes, like, especially once you light it, so many chemicals and stuff that's is way worse. But not having, any kind of addiction is the best. Oh, thank you. I look great no matter what. Thank you. I feel like I need to cut some weight now, for real. Mm, a lot of weight, but I'm a damn foodie, so it's hard. Yeah, it's some I need to. I need to lose weight. I ain't even gonna lie. I need to. Now, do I need to enough for me to actually have done it by now? Uh, yeah, I should have been did that. No, thank you. It's not about getting, attention from men. I get that regardless. At my shape, it's just more for me, you know. Or getting, yeah, it's for me. What I actually wouldn't mind is getting surgery, and I wouldn't lose no weight. Just get some stuff nipped and tucked, and I'd be fine at the weight I am. But molded the way I want to be molded and sculpted, I'd be good. I wouldn't lose a pound. Get some stuff sucked out, injected in, rounded out, cut off. I'd be good. Right. I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. I'm very much so a perfectionist. So I can always see some stuff that can be tweaked. A tummy tuck that's cut off. I had a almost 10-pound baby at 15. My son was 9 pounds, 7.6 ounces. And I was 15 years old. My body wasn't even fully developed. So he stretched my stomach out. But my stomach has never stopped me from doing anything, but it's just something that I was like, okay, that I've wanted to do. I wouldn't mind doing getting a tummy tuck. Yeah, I had a big baby. My first baby was huge. He was my biggest one. So he did some work to my body, some damage. Hair implants, yeah. I've seen guys do that. Hair implants, pieces and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, dude, I don't hate on even men getting plastic surgery. I've seen people get plastic surgery, even men, and I'm like, worth the investment, worth the money. Why not invest in yourself? Like if you feel like hair implants will make you feel better, then why not? I've seen guys get that too, or get pieces put on and it looks good. Like why not? To make yourself feel better. Why not invest in yourself? Improve upon what you already have. I think the people that hate on it the most are the people that can't afford it. Hair growth treatments. I don't think they work all that good. The implants probably would be the best thing. I've seen women get those too. Biotin, Hims, argan oil products. Yeah. Push kinda shove, get it cut low. What's that, Jason Statham? That's his name? It depends on the shape of your head and how you look, but some guys look good with, like, a baldy or, like, a really like, a buzz cut to make you look better. You don't really have to worry about the, balding. My ex-husband had a bald head. I just recently was with, my soulmate. He has a baldy, and he looks good. Sometimes it's best to just let the shit go, and you look better letting it go. Well, if you have a lumpy head, then that's different. But it depends on the shape of your head, and some people you look better with it just gone, like letting it go. It depends on the shape of your head and how you look. But I've seen people that look like they definitely need to let it go, and they don't wanna let it go at all. Like, let it go, and they won't let it go for dear life, and I know they'll look better without it. What do your partner think about you shaving it? Ask her if she think you'll look good with it or not. I'm pretty sure she'll tell you the truth. Okay. I'm about to shut this live down now. It was nice talking to you, and subscribe so you can see when I'm back on, and so I can stay up to date with what's going on with you. And check out my other videos too. You too. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.